The way the universe works, the way life works, I did not plan to do a part two to what I did yesterday. I never planned it that way. What happened was at the end of my session, my recording, after going live for about an hour, I reached out to turn off the audio and I discovered that my audio button was not recording. So I did a whole hour of presentation without a professional audio. One thought was to either get upset, be pissed off, mess up my day, just be hurt. Another thought was that is life. I messed up. Face it. Roll with it. My point is, life happens. So what do? You roll with it. Every day we are faced with decisions. Sometimes things don't go well, things don't go the way we plan. But once you take ownership of everything that happens in your life, that is maturity. That is the whole point of being an evolved human being. That is the whole point of being enlightened. I did not plan to do this today, like I said. I guess the universe, God, Allah, Buddha, life energy, universal force, consciousness, whatever you call God, a higher power, a higher being, it does not even matter what name you call. It's not the name. What matters is everything is in consciousness. Everything is in your image. What you see inside of you, what you are processing on a regular basis, that is what controls everything, the outlook, the outcome, the result of your life. Your life, my life, everybody, everyday basis. Our life is constantly being fashioned by the image we have in our mind. Man is a thought being, and thought happens where? Inside, internally. You know, the mind is not an organ. There's no body part called a mind. Let's say you go to the doctor now, they want to operate you and they want to work on your mind. You can do all kinds of operations, tear up the man, do all kinds of surgery, cut open, but you will not find any organ called mind. Because mind is an activity, mind is movement, mind is constantly flowing, it's evolving, it's a movement, it's an activity. The whole purpose of understanding how our lives work, how affirmations work, how meditation work is understanding how the mind works. When you understand how the mind works, you understand how to not only control, how to use it, because you want your mind to serve you. You don't want to be a servant of your mind. See, man is an interesting character. We want to put the blame on everybody else but who? Ourselves. Anyways, that's not the main point of today's talk. Today's talk is about affirmations. Somebody asked me, do affirmations work? That was an interesting question. I said the best way to answer that question is to ask another question. What if affirmations work? When you ask that question, it opens up a lot of possibilities. It opens up a lot of choices. It triggers something inside of you that immediately goes into this state of mind that you start looking at things from another point of view. And the point of view I'm talking about is instead of closing off your mind, your thought process, but expecting a different result, open up your mind. Ask that question, what if affirmations work? Now, the next question is, how do you use affirmations? In answering how, we understand that everybody that has done anything of significance in the universe never knew how. Thomas Edison never knew how to make the light bulb. Ford Motors never knew how to create this industry that he has now, which made him at that time the richest man on earth. I guess that would be likened to an Elon Musk today. Name it. You can name anything that was ever done the first. They never knew how. but they only saw an image in their mind. There was a picture in their mind, in your imagination, and we are all gifted with a fantastic imagination by the Creator. We all have imagination. We all have this intelligence in us. Okay, so affirmations. Do affirmations work? Why don't you just try it? What if affirmations work? Basically, we find out that every area of life, whatever you're going through, I told a story about someone that was praying to God for 150,000. This man was like, "Oh God, give me this money. Oh God, why? Why? Please, God, I need this money. I need 150,000. God, please, please, God, I am faithful. I am your servant. I am this. I am that." So another man was also saying the prayer to God, and this man was praying for 150,000, but a day to make that money a day. And he was like, "Oh God, I trust you that this money is here on this earth. I just need the wisdom, the intelligence to see this money." So he got so upset because the guy that was screaming and shouting and begging God for money, he was bothering him and he couldn't focus and say his prayer. So he called the guy and said, "What do you really want? You're asking God for this money for a whole year. Why don't you just come to my office? I'll write you a check for 150,000. So you will leave God alone so he can concentrate on my prayer, because I want to make that money in one day, every day, not in a whole year." The point of the story is money is in consciousness. Money is in the image. Money is in the mind. See, when you define what is money, money is an idea. Money is energy. Money is not the piece of paper we carry around. And the minute you lose it and you don't classify or define money, that's why most people struggle and toil and just, it's a struggle. And you're asking God. We were all born, every human being was born with everything they need to succeed in life. Think about this. As a child, between the age of 0 to 3, every child has all the capacity, the capabilities, the intelligence to survive on this planet Earth, and has experienced and practicalized everything they need to succeed as a human being. Who taught the child how to walk? Who taught you how to walk? Nobody taught a child how to walk. A parent might assist, but the children don't need your assistance to walk. Whether you assist or not, the child will walk. The child will get up, fall, get up, fall, get up, fall. You can't stop a child from going to wherever they want to go, from doing whatever. They're so determined. The first time they start to get up, they will fall. But the child never says, "I've tried this walking thing. It doesn't really work. Let me try just sitting down and sliding everywhere I go." Children don't do that. They never give up. But adults will do one thing. As a matter of fact, there was a research study done about college students. College students were put in a room and they told them they can always leave whenever they want, but the door is going to be locked from the back, but they have to figure out a way to get out. They put these college students in the room. Each of them went and tested the door, and the door was locked. It was really bolted. The researchers, they put every uncomfortable situation in the room. They put some fart smell, turned up the heat. They played some very annoying noises. None of those college students went and tried that door. But the fact was, the college students got in the room and they tested the door. The researchers waited a few minutes and they opened all the doors. The college students were conditioned to the first trial, the first experience, what they did, and they proved that the door was locked and they never tried again. So humans give up too easily. And see, this giving up too easily did not start overnight. It started even from conception. Parents, mothers especially, because they carry the child in the womb, what you say to your child in the womb, the child can hear, can feel, can have their own experience. So you start conditioning the child from the womb. When the child is one, when they start moving around and touching everything, they want to experience the world. They're so curious. The child will put their head in a speeding, closing door, will try anything because they have no concept of fear. The child has only two fears: fear of falling and fear of loud noise. But aside from that, the child will do anything, will jump off of a 10-story building because they don't know what it means to jump off the building. They don't know the fear of the height. They don't know that. Okay? So the child becomes conditioned over time based on their parents, their caretakers, the environment, schools, organizations, churches, the religious groups they belong to, communities they belong to, congregations they associate with, their reference group. Reference group means the people you think you look like, you are a part of. You become conditioned, and whatever that group or community that you belong to, whatever they believe is what you start to practice. When they say something is green, you believe is green without any research, reference, or any question. You don't even question anything. When they say God is a man, or God is a woman, or God is in the sky, he's a big gray man with beard or mustache, or he's a black man or white man, God is a whatever. They become conditioned to what they were taught, what the environment, what they were trained to be. But you begin to liberate yourself, to liberate your mind, your thought process by what? Never take anything anybody tells you that you have not researched or experienced. You don't even have to research everything. Experience. If something is not true in your own experience, then I'll question that. If it's not in your experience, experience, they say, is the best teacher. When you have experienced something, then you have a fact. You can talk from it. Anyways, affirmations is a beautiful thing. Imagine if affirmations work. Just imagine, forget about any conceptions, preconceived ideas, and notions that you may have. Let's just agree that, yes, affirmations work, that we can speak words and it can become true. What would your life be today? Let's say you were having a difficult time with your coworkers, and every time you come to work, it's a grind. It's not a pleasurable experience. There's a hostile situation at work. You go and talk to some wise person, and they give you counsel and tell you, practice silence when this person is around. Practice not letting them get the best of you, because anger is you drinking poison but expecting the other person to die. So let's say, for example, you go to work. The first day after you got this wise counsel, this person is the same way. The second day, they're the same way. The third day, they're the same way. The whole week, they're the same way. But lo and behold, a week after, 2 weeks after, you start seeing a difference in these people's reaction because you are not affected by whatever things they do to upset you. You don't get upset. You were just happy. It's like they don't even exist. Let's say that happened. What just happened there? You used a practical law of the universe and you overcame something that naturally, normally will get you all messed up. Now, would you agree with me that you just created a world of peace, love, comfort, and joy? You said no prayer. You made no sacrifices. You made no incantations, nothing. All you did in this situation was change your thought process, change the way you responded to a natural or a normal occurrence at work. Now, wouldn't you say that if you can do this for every area of your life. When it comes to your relationships, your dealings with your health, your financial situations, your purpose of life, if you can enhance your competence, would your life not excel in every area possible? This is a question. When this happens, who's creating this world, this new world that just emerged? I will leave the answer to that question to you. Who just became a creator? Who just became a conscious creator? As human beings, we like to point the finger at the government. The taxes are too high. That is why I'm the way I am. It's my neighbor. Hey, their child, their son is bad. It's always the neighbor's child is bad. Their child is so bad. That's why my daughter or my child is this way. It's my uncle, my aunt, my father. My father didn't love me enough. We love to exaggerate and expand and blow up any negative events in our life. But now, let's say you choose consciously not to respond or act the same way. Those negative things will happen regardless. That is called life. But now you choose to operate in a different way, which is becoming conscious of the thoughts that you're thinking on a regular basis, becoming aware of what the self-talk that is going on in your head. What kind of life do you think you would have? You can do this on a consistent, regular basis in every area of your life. Would your life be magical, blissful, exuberant, joyful, peaceful, loving? Would your life be fantastic? Yes or no? That's just a question. All right. The first part of creating or using affirmation to change every area of our life is becoming aware. Awareness is basically paying attention and noticing. Awareness is becoming conscious of your unconscious thought. Awareness is seeing what has always been there. We create every area of our life. Everything that's happening, we create it. If you can consciously observe the conversation that's going on in your head, it's called a stream of consciousness. That stream of consciousness, if you can understand and observe and notice what's going on in your head constantly, the kind of thoughts that you're having, and you don't even say any positive thing. Let's say you just reduce, limit, slow down the negative things you say on a regular basis. Do you think you will have a different result? Do you think you will be more energetic, more alive, function better, have a better aura about you, have a different vibe, a different energy, a different calm about you? That is a question. Share your thoughts, share your experiences, because I'm not here to teach you anything you don't know. Whatever I'm saying, we know this. We know this. Human beings, we came to this earth with everything that we need to survive. Sometimes you might need someone to shine a light or shine a torchlight, shine a light in a certain area to help you to look at things differently. But you have this inside of you. You are gifted with every ability to do anything you want if you only can enhance your competence and not follow the crowd. They say, if you go against what everybody is doing, if you go the opposite way, you will never be wrong and you will be very successful in life. Everybody becomes a copycat. And this starts as children. It starts in childhood, right? It starts, like I said, it starts with the conditioning, with the parents, the environment, your church, your pastor, your bishop, your mullah, your priest, anybody. It starts with that conditioning, right? So when it comes to man has given away their power to religion, to a sect. When it comes to your health, you've given away your power to the medical practitioner. When it comes to anything, even your choice of marriage or relationship, we've given away our power to the other person. We want people who are looking to be married to be happy. You think you'll be happy when you get married. The result today proves that that is not true. You don't need any partner to make you happy. You can be happy by yourself. As a matter of fact, being happy by yourself, that is how you find a partner. So, happiness, joy, comfort comes from within. That's the power of affirmations. Affirmations are tools. And there's 3 P's to affirmations. You say affirmation in the present tense. You want to say, I have, I own, I am, I can. You want to say affirmation. Second P is it has to be in the present tense, positive and personal. So 3P, present tense, personal, and positive. You don't want to say, forget about this we business, we this, we that. Even if you're married, you came into this world by yourself, and you will certainly get out of this world by yourself. Marriage is a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against marriage. But somebody said, love is blind, but marriage opens the eyes. Affirmations are wonderful tools that we can use to rewrite and rewire our thought process, the way we think, and the way we think controls the way we feel. The way we feel controls our actions. Our actions produces our results. It's thoughts, feelings, and actions. What you want to do is get to the place where you control this thought. Now, don't get it mixed up. The thought coming to every human being on a regular basis. They say we get about 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. So you have no control over the thought that is coming. What you have control over is how you use these thoughts that come, what you say to yourself about this thought. I found out something about my life recently. When I was in college, I had this crush over this girl. I was so much enamored by her beauty, and I wanted her to be my girlfriend, but I didn't know how to approach her. I always thought of her as someone above my class. The image I had of myself was limiting. I had my limiting beliefs about myself. But I love the thought of having her as a girlfriend or even being married to her, having her as my wife. I just felt like she completes my world. This was in college. Now that I look back and I remember that scenario back in college, I'm like, what stopped me from talking to this girl and expressing my feelings? Now I understand why. Fear, conditioning. The image I had of myself was very small compared to how I saw her. It's like seeing a mountain. In the Bible, there's a biblical story about the children of Canaan. The Israelites were going to Canaan, and I think it was Moses that sent out the spies. Correct me if I'm wrong. We have a lot of Bible scholars here. You probably know all the names and the timestamp and everything. I think it was Moses that sent some spies. So there was 10 people sent out. 9 of them came back and said, this land is full of giants. We are like ants in front of their eyes. They will crush us. Let's turn around and go back home. Don't even make the move. Only one person had a testimony that, wow, we can take this land right now. Let's go right now. Don't stop. Let's go. Now, the Bible stories are exactly what we go through on a regular daily basis in life. Challenges, difficulties, relationship, the biggest one, money. How we see money, how we see lives, how we see challenges, how we see oppositions, how we see anything. The image we paint inside of us is what controls our actions, what controls how we feel, what controls what we do. Evidently, the result that we get is based on that image. And you understand, we all have imagination. We all have memory. We all have will. We all have reason. We all have perception. I just named 6 things we call the higher faculty. In this higher faculty, everybody has it. The only challenge or situation or problem is that most people never learn how to utilize these higher faculties. 99% of society go by on a daily basis what they hear, what they see, what they touch, what they taste, and what they smell. 5 senses, 99% of society are conditioned and operate by what the 5 senses tell them. You judge and look at life based on your 5 senses. But every situation that comes to us on a regular basis, everything happens on the inside. Wars start from somebody's thought. Somebody felt that somebody slighted them, said a bad word to them. That's why countries go to war. Think about it at your place of work. Why do people have misunderstandings? I'll tell you another story. I had a patient. I'm a nuclear medicine technologist. And I'll say this, I'm the best at starting IVs. I've enhanced my competence when it comes to doing IVs. So this man said he's been shot at 10 times. Over what? Because somebody felt like they looked at them sideways. They didn't like the way they approached them. They didn't like the way they looked at them. So people do things based on their perception of what the image they are seeing inside of them. Why do couples fight? Couples fight because of a lack or not just a lack of communication or understanding or a misconception of thoughts and intentions. I think there was a research that was done by marriage counselors. They said 99% of divorces happen over trivial things that are very insignificant. It could be because she keeps moving the remote from where the guy likes it to be, or she keeps changing the channel. Just simple things like this. These things trigger long-term condition programming inside of people. Things that happen as a child, the angers, the hurt, the hate, the fears, the lack of parental love, lack of self-love that happened over time. When things happen now, it triggers those back events, emotions, subconscious things that are lying down in our subconscious mind. And now it adds up, it ripples. Sometimes it's even things that happened at work that triggers off small things that somebody said at home. You transfer all the aggression and all the frustration onto your relationship, onto your wife, onto your kids, onto your family member. You just transfer something that's unrelated. Now, how can we change it? Becoming aware, affirmations. I've said enough for you to understand that you can reprogram, rewire your thought process. How do you do it? You can use affirmations. Affirmations are tools that you say to yourself about yourself in a positive term. You can increase your self-love because when you love yourself, you will not hurt yourself. You will not hurt another person. Self-love is the key to everything. Self-love affirmations is powerful. It's a great foundation. You want to use the 3 Ps? I love myself. I love myself. I am the best. I am able. I can do it. I get it going. Self-love affirmations is powerful. It's the key. Now, because everybody's talking about money. So first, define what money is. Money is just an idea. And you have gazillion ideas every day. Every human being is gifted with talents and abilities that people will pay for if you can develop. So what I say is, if you can find a way to get paid doing what you love to do, you will have all the money in the world. I don't get paid doing what I'm doing, but I love it. I enjoy it. I spend my money. I'm in the studio spending money, and I've been doing this for years. If you know me, if you've been following me, I've been in this podcasting thing since COVID. The beginning of COVID was what took this to another level because everybody was home. Whether I'm making money or not, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. I enjoy being able to shed light on small things. I can't tell you what to do, how to change your life. I can only share with you an experience that I've had, what I have experienced. My experience is all I can share with you. I don't make no philosophies, no laws, no dogmas. I don't create anything. I'm just sharing what has worked in my life. What has worked in my life is all I can tell you. Use affirmations. Start becoming aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. Once you can do this, you are God. You are the God. You don't need an external being telling you how to be, what to do. You need to go inward and see that the Creator, the divine, the all intelligence has given you everything you need to survive, to live, to become the person you were created to be. And let's keep on this journey because it's a journey, it's a process. Life is a process. You never come to a point where you say, I know it all. You keep getting better. Every day you learn, you become better. You become better, you become a better person. The whole point of life is, yes, that's a question. What is the whole point of life? If the point of being alive is just to eat, to buy nice clothes, drive nice cars, live in a nice apartment or house, go to nice restaurants, fly first class, business class, whatever class. If that was the whole purpose of life, a life without meaning, because insects are doing the same thing. They're eating good foods, they reproduce, they die. So what's the difference between animals, insects, and human beings if that was the whole purpose of life? I think the whole purpose of life is that we become an evolved human being, that we be the best version of ourselves so we can make this place, this planet, this experience here on earth a beautiful experience so we can touch another person and make whatever person we touch a better world. All right. Enhance your competence and you will be good at anything. Anything can be learned. And you don't need to go to India or the Himalayas or Bali to meditate. You can stay where you are right now and do your meditation and practice mindfulness living. Mindfulness, when I say mindfulness, I don't mean your mind is full. Mindfulness actually is being able to make your mind less full by becoming aware of your thoughts, of your stream of consciousness, and taking control of thoughts, because your thoughts determine your feelings. Your feelings control your actions. Your actions produces the results. We are all creatures of habits. Why do we do the things we do even when we don't want to do it? Have you ever asked yourself that question? At the beginning of the year, New Year, or almost the end of the year, that's when people start making New Year's resolution. 1st of January, everybody is pumped up, has all this New Year resolution. And the biggest one is what? Weight loss. Most people say, I'm going to start the gym. I'm going to join the gym. Always January 1st. By January 3rd, 4th, 5th, we are back to our old ways. Why does that happen? Or why do you think that happens? It's called habits. You can change habits with affirmations. Affirmations can reprogram your subconscious mind. Habits come from subconscious programming. Like Bob Proctor would say, it's called paradigm. Paradigm are a multitude of habits, habitual behavior that we are controlled by, that we live by, not even knowing it. So you want to change habits. For you to change any habit, you want to become aware, right? First of all, you want to agree This is my habit. Now, this is what I want to change about this habit. How do you use affirmations? You have to know where you are and know where you want to go. So you craft the affirmations based on where you want, what you want. If you want XYZ, you affirm XYZ. And over a certain period of time, you time it. It has to be time bound because you want to know where you're going. Because if you don't know where you're going, when you get there, how would you know you've gotten there? If you have no destination, how would you know you've gotten there? Most people live life going in circle and wonder why they're not getting anywhere. Affirmations will help you. And the interesting thing is that I've done it for you. I've done the heavy lifting. I've recorded a lot of affirmations based on what you want to work on. If you want to work on finance, relationship, health and fitness, your purpose in life, spirituality, anxiety, stress, fear, self-confidence, you want to be more motivated, you just play the digital copy. Everything is on YouTube today. You just press button. Your cell phone has everything. Just push the button on your cell phone and you play this affirmation. Go to sleep. Your subconscious mind is being reprogrammed. You reprogram your subconscious mind. Do it for over and over for 21 days. You have started becoming conscious and you have started programming that part of your body. Your world starts changing. As a matter of fact, your world starts changing right away the minute you decide this is what I want to change and this is when I'm going to start. That is when your victory, your success, your change begin. But like I said yesterday, everything has a gestational period. Every tree, even human beings, you were not born the day you were conceived. There was a 9 months gestational period, but you were conceived 9 months. You break forth into this beautiful universe. Anyways, subscribe to my channel. As a matter of fact, I'm giving away some freebies. I'm giving away ebooks. I'm giving away the ultimate bundle. It's a pack of 6 ebooks. So I answer all the questions regarding affirmations in my ebook. So get that ebook, download, subscribe, get my free affirmations. See how affirmations work. Until then, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evening, morning, depending on what part of the world you're in. It's been a pleasure coming to your living room, work, place of school, wherever you are. Thank you very much for being a part of this community. I love you. I appreciate you. And all I'll say is take control of your thoughts because that will control your feelings and your feelings will produce your result. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.